And welcome back, everybody. We're getting ready here for Game 3. We took a bit of a break. I wiped off, rehydrated a little, and I'm back ready for Game 3 again. I'm Kevin Big Booty Bodie. With me, I've got Blake Dezaninator Zanadine.
Howdy.
And Carter Silky Mittens Asselford.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Yeah. And after such just a crazy Game 2, what do you think they have in store for us for Game 3?
Hopefully a lot more decisive game.
Yeah.
I mean, not that I don't love these close games, but that 61 minutes, it was breaking my heart. It was like,
Yeah.
who's going to win?
It really takes its toll emotionally and
Yeah.
mentally on us, just not knowing who's going to win there, but definitely it makes for a more exciting match. So I'm the other way. I want a close one. I want a nail-biter. I want a Thunderducks win here.
Whoa, I'm not saying I want a landslide. That's never enjoyable. Like, let's be real. World Finals stuff, like when you 3-0 and stuff, it's like, that's not
You just
fun
said
to
you
watch.
wanted decisive.
Yeah, decisive is in
For
like...
Thunderducks.
Oh, for Thunderducks. Okay, I can agree with that. I can roll with that.
I just meant I want teams to stop like, oh, we're winning, we threw.
Okay.
Like,
You don't like the back and forth.
No,
I think
just
it makes
like,
it interesting.
I like close games, but like, all right, we want to win, and they just go.
Right, well, let's talk about
Well,
this.
I saw a comment in Twitch chat saying that perhaps the Canadian team's just a little too polite to win. Either way.
Classic.
You
Classic,
win.
eh?
You win. No, you win.
Yeah, no. After you. Sorry, I'm sorry.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too nice.
All right, let's talk a little bit more about Game 3, I guess. Going into pick ban here in a couple minutes. After that big emotional Game 2, that's really going to take its toll on the Thunderducks. Being up for a majority of that game, I would argue, right? Being
would
up
say
early,
so, yeah.
and it looked like they were really going to come down and beat Vicious and Delicious, but then it just went to that 70-minute dream late game that we always talk about, and it went not their way. So how do you think they're bouncing back, and how do you think they're feeling right now?
I think the engages have to be a lot more coordinated. It seemed like they were always trying to send Metaphor in by himself, try and start the engage with that Lee Sin. He would just get zeroed out. They would just completely destroy the guy before he really got anything, forced to fight 4v5. But at the same time, I think they did a lot of unnecessary turret dives. They got very aggressive, very impatient, tried to turret dive, and just delay the game even longer. Especially going against a Gnar and an Orianna, diving's not really the smartest thing to do. You have an Alistair as well. There's a ton of CC to keep you away. So, yeah, turret dives, maybe be a little more patient.
Yeah, that's a really good point there. Mo Money on that Alistar really just was so instrumental against those dives. He really delayed the engage. Metaphor wasn't going in alone, by design. The rest of the team just couldn't follow because they were CC'd up there, headbutt pulverized out of the fight, just kept back. Panda had trouble initiating. I know Crafty Buckeye hinted at this. Panda just couldn't find himself in the back line because he was just getting zoned so well by Mo Money on that Alistar. And I think, like the guy said, Hoof the Sheep was also instrumental in just keeping people out as Gnar, holding on to that Gnar ultimate later on in the game and just using it just so well.
And now, do you think, coming into Game 3 here, are we going to see the Kindred ban this time especially since, the Kindred ban from Thunderducks, especially since they're back on red side and Vicious Delicious is on blue side?
That's what I was going to say. If they don't ban, I mean, it's...
I don't want to say it's game over because it almost got beat just now.
They did, yeah.
It's a beatable thing, but honestly, the Kindred was instrumental in them coming back and winning that one at the end, almost carrying single-handedly that team fight, saving Bakery Boy and Orianna. And Bakery Boy was able to live and then use his ultimate to great success in that fight.
Well, it's not even just a team fighting presence that Kindred brings. It's you crush objectives, right? And like, they may not got many dragons, but the amount of barons that they could just burn down, like that % health you get from stacking is incredible for taking objectives. And even yesterday, we saw them sneak an early 22-minute Baron with Kindred because that's what the champion's designed for. You can crush those objectives, but also really help yourself in team fights if you get caught out.
Yeah, I'm really expecting it to be banned here on red side. I'm a little surprised it wasn't even just picked up by Metaphor. We hinted at this early in the game, right after pick ban, that we were confused as to why Metaphor wasn't able to pick it up. But looks like we're going to go right into pick bans here for Game 3 between Vicious and Delicious and the Thunderducks. Nocturne ban is the first ban for Vicious and Delicious against Metaphor, and definitely see why. Lulu been a constant ban here for Thunderducks.
That's honestly, if there was a ban that I thought they would take out in favor of perhaps Kindred ban, I thought it would be the Lulu.
Especially since, well, I kind of understand that Vicious and Delicious is one of the only teams to flex that to the support role. Mm-hmm. But I don't think it's instrumental enough that you would take it away by banning it when there's clear other threats for Vicious and Delicious, the Gangplank, the Kindred. I would even say Bakery Boy's Kog'Maw is pretty gross, and that's been left open. It's kind of one of his pocket picks, but I do like that Shen ban.
Right, and the Fior and Victor bans to round out Vicious and Delicious bans.
Same bans.
Yeah, same exact bans. Not letting Taeyang on Victor, his most played champion, and probably plays it the best in SKL, I would say. Fior, just an OP champion overall. Shen ban, like you just mentioned, Big Booty. Mo Money has really showed that. Only this weekend really hasn't played it support that much. You know, it's been played competitively. Shen support just been kind of lingering there on the edge of reliability. But it's
and they don't ban the Kindred, the Gangplank.
There's no way it's not locked in here. There's absolutely zero doubt in my mind.
Wow.
Obviously going to be locked in.
I think though this is Thunderducks deciding that Kindred is the lesser of two evils, because that Gangplank tore them apart. They tried to put a lot of pressure onto Poof in game 1. It wasn't successful, but he picked up a lot of he helped his team a lot, and those barrels were crushing them.
It may be the lesser of two evils between Gangplank and Kindred, but when you look at Lulu and Kindred...
No, I know, but I mean, at the circumstance, they already banned Lulu. We already said kind of a silly ban, but I mean, at that point, I think that was kind of... They don't want to face the Gangplank. They'd rather go against the Kindred. And we see Panda go towards him, picking up that favored Riven. He's a very good Riven player. Seen a lot of great plays coming up from him. Metaphor, no stranger to Rengar as well.
It hasn't been banned at all against Panda, I don't think all tournament long, but instead they're going to switch that. They're going to save the top lane pick for now, and they're going to pick up the Braum Rengar here. I know the boys in the pre-show kind of hinted at probably a Nocturne Rengar being picked up, but Nocturne banned, and it's the Rengar.
And there's that Braum first pick again for Thunderducks.
They love that Braum. They first picked it on blue side. Definitely interesting that they put so much priority on Braum because Mo Money just simply doesn't value it as high as Deadmaster J does. I don't feel like they just don't need to pick it that early, but maybe they feel like if they left it up, that Vicious and Delicious would take it away.
I don't think it's that big of a priority, because I was going to say I think Deadmaster J also plays quite a decent Alistar, and if they do take Braum, take the Alistar, it's also a very good pick into that. But once again, that Ashe, having a lot of priority for Jerka. I believe that's all 3 games so far. He has played that Ashe in almost all weekend. Fellowship took it away from him in 1 game so far, but he's been very consistent on that Ashe. And I mean, he does sometimes go for that unsafe long-range arrow, but it's proven very good, and once again, Mo Money on Alistar.
Ashe has been played every single game except for 1 this weekend in the semifinals and finals here. Just finding a lot of favor within these teams, just getting the pick style compositions that we have been and the team fight oriented play style. Ashe seems to fit that for most teams. We saw the Riven being hovered over in the first rotation for Thunderducks, and they're going back to this one. Tang looking to pick that one up for Panda 210.
Wait.
Whoa.
What is that champion?
Whoa, Pulsis?
Pulsis?
Wait, that's not a Sivir or an Ashe.
Did they sub 80 carries?
No, guys, don't worry. It's probably just Tristana mid.
Did he lag?
right.
Do we need to wait? Do we need to remake? Was there lag?
Yeah,
but
there's a glitch there. That's a glitch. Pulsis did not pick Sivir or Ashe.
Yeah, I guess we should clarify that. It's for people who don't watch very often. Pulsis is a known Ashe and Sivir exclusive 80 carries, so seeing him pick anything else is always a surprise. And Tristana is one that he's fallen back on. But I mean, as much as we harp on Pulsis, he plays a lot of other 80 carries quite frequently, not in SKL. But it looks like today they're looking for that Tristana to go for the carry.
Yeah, talking to Pulsis earlier today, he was itching to play a different champion other than Sivir and Ashe. It just seems to be that Metaphor in the top half of the map seems to be carrying the most in these games, so they don't have a problem with putting Pulsis on Sivir or Ashe, enabling the rest of the map. This time around, you know, it might be the last game, so they're thinking Sivir didn't really work. We're going to go with Tristana, something that can carry maybe if the rest of the map gets shut down.
And we did see the last picks coming in for Vicious and Delicious. They locked in the Orianna for Bakery Boy again, and then they decided to switch up. They had the Gnar available, like Poof played last game, but they decided to go with the Malphite this time.
They decided to go with the dirty Wombo combo.
Yeah.
Gnar would have been dirty too, but just the Onslaught Force a little easier to set up, I would say.
I mean, Malphite's a pretty rock-solid top laner, though, against this much AD. They've got the Tristana, they've got the Riven, they've got Rengar. It's going to be pretty hard to assassinate a Malphite. Not that they would target him, but Taeyang grabbing that Ahri, and we've actually seen him have some unreal performances on that champion and make some high-quality plays. So going with that, it looks like Thunderducks kind of cleaning the slate, having pretty much new, unique picks, except for in that support role. Sticking with that Braum. I mean,
stand behind Braum.
You got to stand behind him, and he clearly is. But
they're just going back to what has worked in the past. Bring out the Yasuo, brand new. Have never seen Taeyang play that, and he decides to bring it on the finals 2 games in a row. Didn't work, and now just going back to the old faithful picks here. Ari, we've definitely seen him that one before on numerous top 5 HyperX videos throughout the year. It's a wombo combo comp versus like a snowball pick-oriented comp.
My biggest question mark in this series is Bakery Boy grabbing Orianna once again.
With cleanse.
But I don't even care about the cleanse. The guy is picking Orianna, and we have not seen him land the greatest ults last game. But you know what? I think if he can shake it off, come into this game, new mindset, he doesn't have to worry about that Yasuo win wall anymore. So as long as he can throw it into people and they can follow through, they should be able to get some decent wombo combos. But I'm going to be very much keeping my eye on him this game and seeing if he can pull through and start landing those shockwaves.
Right. He knows he didn't do that well.
I actually talked to him in between the games.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, talked to him in between games. He knows he kind of performed a little poorly. We got to give it to him, though. Like you said, the wind wall blocking a lot of that. They didn't actually know that the E was blocked by the wind wall, so they tried that numerous times. It just wasn't working out, and
I actually didn't know that as well today.
They realized that the wind wall was really stopping them a lot more than they thought it would. But now, just looking at these two compositions, gentlemen, this could be our last game of the SKL season here. The Grand Finals, Game 3. Just looking at these two compositions here, who do you want to give the edge to early on in this one?
I'm going to say I personally want Thunderducks to win because I don't like when you get to the finals and it's just like, all right, that's it. 3-0. Thanks for coming out. Because, I mean, look, both series yesterday went to that final third game. These teams definitely have the resilience to keep going in series. So I'm not going to count out Thunderducks. I really do like the Vicious and Delicious comp, though. So I'm going to give the edge to Vicious and Delicious, but I would be happy if Thunderducks won.
Vicious and Delicious comp is just... you know what? It's a lot easier to execute. I think it's just pretty simple. You just got to get that wombo combo going. You got to put the ball in the Malphite, and he's got to try and find that really good ultimate and just try and find those big team fights. And that's just really their game plan in this one. They don't have split push pressure at all. They've got Malphite in the top lane who can't do much. Kindred can do a little bit, but once again, they've got Ashe, not the strongest split pusher. Solo can really get caught out quite easily, especially when there's a Rengar on the other team. So just a little easier to execute on the side of Vicious and Delicious, so I'm going to give them the slight edge. Big Booty, what do you got to say about this one?
You know, I often go against the grain when I'm with you guys, so I think I'm going to give the advantage in this game to the Thunderducks. I think, as I've said before, you know, we know how strong this team is. They're first place for a lot of the season, and I just think, like you were saying, Xanator, in the finals, you don't want to see a 3-0. You know, as the team, you don't want to go down 3-0. I think they're gonna bounce back here. Do I think they have enough in them to reverse sweep? Probably not. But I think they definitely have enough in them to win this game. And you know what? They got away from that Yasuo comp. It wasn't working for them. They got away from that. They're on some other stuff, and I think I can see them bouncing back this game.
Okay, I want to agree with you. My only problem with Thunderducks comp is they picked Rengar into Kindred, and you cannot assassinate a target that Kindred ult is going to be on. So once you're exposed as Rengar, you're going to take a ton of damage. And with a Malphite, as soon as you show yourself, probably going to get ulted. Yeah. So, I mean, it's going to be very scary. So if he can kill somebody faster than Tafreakers can react, then I think Thunderducks do have that advantage. But it's going to be very heavily based on how well Rengar can get those ulties off and get the assassinations.
Right, and if Metaphor gets fed on this Rengar, he can definitely start one-shotting people, which he likes to do. He likes to trade himself 1-for-1, just go in and get the main carry from the other team out of the way, and he's happy just to pay his own life to do that. And that could be the case once again this game. You know, maybe he'll be able to assassinate people before Kindred can get that Lamb's Respite off. Maybe just nullifying that advantage right away, but you never know. And it's going to be really up to Thunderducks to snowball with his composition, I think.
And you know, Metaphor, he must feel confident in his abilities with the Rengar, because I mean, they chose not to ban Kindred. They must have known that if they didn't ban it, they would pick it again first. So, but you know, Metaphor, he picked the Rengar anyways. We know that's a champion he's played before, so he must feel confident in his abilities against the Kindred, even though technically Kindred does counter Rengar.
And I mean, I'm starting to think either Thunderducks don't play Kindred or they just don't care, because I mean they had the opportunity to pick it red side, let it go through. Didn't ban it at all. So yeah, they must feel confident that Metaphor can take that Kindred head on. But I still am very scared because it's a very easy mechanic to just be like, oh, here's one button, goodbye to your assassination. But yeah. I like the fact that they're putting Pulsus on Tristana and kind of giving him that hyper carry. And if the game goes late like that again, he's going to be able to put out a little more damage than that Sivert.
Yeah, definitely. I think a lot of pressure on Metaphor's shoulders in this one to really enable his side lanes too. He's got the Ahri now on Taeyang in the mid lane. Maybe a little bit easier to gank for, especially when Bakery Boy is on this Orianna. Although Bakery Boy taking cleanse, no teleport for him. Taeyang not taking teleport either. He says, screw the double TP meta. I'm going to go Ignite. I'm going to go for kills in lane.
But I feel like when you play Ahri, you have that assassination potential. That's what you need to do. You need to shut down the guy in lane. But the problem is he does have that cleanse. He can get rid of that Ignite. It does do the true damage, but you can also get rid of that charm, which actually... I do believe it gets rid of the amplified damage that comes with it, but then you're kind of getting rid of it.
And it's going in here level 1 for the invade, but there's 3 members of Vicious and Delicious there, forced to flash out. Bakery Boy was coming as well, but just not sure why. I guess Panda maybe didn't know there was that many members of Vicious and Delicious there.
Yeah, just chose wrong there. I mean, it was just random that they decided to be in that exact bush and, you know, just not expecting it. So that's going to be an early flash. That means Tafreaker's surely going to be making a trip to the top lane.
You would think so.
Riven a little bit slippery in that regard, but Tafreaker's on this Kindred going to be able to pump out a lot of damage. Poof the Sheep going to be rolling that rock towards him to get the slows. So I'm expecting Tafreaker's to be in this top lane in the next couple minutes.
The only hard thing is they don't have a lot of hard CC in that top lane. They do have the slows, and Riven is pretty mobile. I mean, if he got there early on, but with the dashes, you use the broken the broken blade. They're just jumping around. It's very hard to lock down Riven, but with red buff, might be able to pull it off.
Yeah, definitely, and just looks to be like the standard double jungle start for both sides here, as just pretty much seen this all. Gromp is going to go down.
Gromp?
Well, looks like they might actually smite the Gromp and give it to the bot lane there, give them that advantage.
Yeah, and this seems to be the way that both junglers are going to do things. Unfortunately, Big Booty, your boy Gromp, is going to fall just so early. He was so young.
At least he's getting some attention.
At least he's getting some attention, some love. Maybe not the love he was looking for, though.
But to introduce the teams here, I don't think we really did that as we got into game here. For Vicious and Delicious, they're on blue side here for game 3. We've got Poof the Sheep playing Malphite in the top lane. Tafreakers, 3 for 3 on the Kindred right now. Well, 2 for 2 technically in the third game pick now on Kindred. Bakery Boy on Orianna in the mid lane. Durka on Ashe, and Mo Money on Alistair in the bot lane.
And on the red side, we do have Thunderducks, and we have Panda 210 bringing out the main on Riven in the top lane. We've got Metaphor sitting on the Rengar there in the jungle. Taeyang bringing out the Ahri in the mid lane, and bot lane we have Pulsus and Devmaster J bringing out Tristana and Braum respectively at AD carry and support.
I'm pretty hyped up about this Pulsus AD carry pick. You know, he's a good guy for the amount that we bash him for
we give him a lot of grief.
We give him a lot of grief, but you know what? Come on. It's a relevant meme that he only plays Ashe and Sivir. And the 1 week in SKL that he did not play either Ashe or Sivir in both games that week, they did lose. They did go 2 that week. So, you know what? They went back to what was working. And here, they need to go all out. This is it. This is winner
do or die time.
This is do or die, exactly.
I think this is going to be one of those games where Pulse is going to be like, all right, this is his time to shine. He's gonna show all the SKO trolls that he knows how to play other AD carries. It's gonna come out huge. I mean, so we hope.
Yeah, so we hope. And once again, for 3 games in a row, I can't believe I'm saying this, Tafreaker's allowed onto this Kindred, something that's been so strong. But you know what? I was baffled yesterday when Metaphor picked Mondo Jungle. He proved me wrong there and played it some great success. But so far, he hasn't proved me wrong in letting Tafreakers onto this jungle champion.
Yeah, but maybe Rengar will be the one. I mean, I guess early game, the Lee Sin last game did better against Kindred than the Fiddlesticks did.
Mm-hmm.
But then it got into the late game where Lee Sin really just became somewhat irrelevant the later that game got. And seeing as that game went to above 60 minutes, it got pretty irrelevant. So maybe Rengar will be the one, the jungler that Metaphor needs.
And I feel like Rengar's kind of like this hybrid where you do want to kind of farm Kit 6, so your ulti makes it a little easier for you to gank. But you're also pretty good at lane ganks. If you can sneak in there, use those bushes to get that extended leap range, get onto your target a little quicker. So he has that option if the teams are doing, if his lanes are doing fine, they're being pushed in, stuff like that. Farm it out, get 6. When they overextend, use your ulti and capitalize. But if they need some, if they are doing successful and you think you have time, quickly swing down to one of those brushes and you might be able to blow some summoners or get a kill.
Absolutely, guys. I know we've analyzed this one, but make sure you let us know in the Twitch chat.
Yeah.
TD win or hashtag VAD win. Let us know who you think is going to win this one. Just looking at these compositions and these play styles from two teams, definitely last game, if it was any indication, this one's going to be just as good. I'm expecting this one to also go the distance.
You were right last time.
I'm really hoping, my spidey senses last game didn't fail me, but this game I'm thinking more of the same.
I mean, we always talk about going to that 70-minute late game, but they almost took us seriously.
They almost did,
They did take us seriously. Yeah, I think that one almost eclipsed the 70-minute mark.
They almost took the SKL admin secret strat of the 70-minute late game.
That's the dream. When you're the SKL admin team, you need all the help you can get, all the time you can get after getting dumpstered in the early game. But
you're not wrong.
Yeah, that game though, no team really got dumpstered. It was definitely close all the way through.
Yeah.
The gold, I don't think I've ever seen a game that close, that late, and that high number of gold. Like it was like
106K on both sides.
Yeah, absolutely, so close.
Man, Panda's Riven is so dominating in this lane. He's very good at that animation canceling, getting that auto off right away, using your passive to effectiveness. It only stacks up 3 times, so you want to make sure you don't spam those abilities and you're making sure you get those empowered autos in. Doing quite well with it. He's got quite the CS lead here in the top lane. He's up almost 20 CS there on Poof, so very much a dominant force, but with his flash now available, he is level 6, but we do see Tafreakers making his way up there. They have to be careful. The Riven does a ton of damage with that execution.
Tafreakers has Rengar marked, but Panda does flash out. A lot of damage going in. Tafreakers throwing out stuff, and the flash forward from Poof the Sheep, and he actually picks up the kill.
Definitely. I think it was going to go down already just to Freaker's last auto there. But you know what? Kill secured in the end. There's 2 flashes burning for the jungler and top laner for Vicious and Delicious. Panda using his flash as well. We talked about whether he might be able to get away from that, and the slow just turned out to be too effective there, the red buff as well. But looks like there might be a dive in the bot lane, but Metaphor is going to get spotted out.
Yeah, does get pinged out there, and maybe we'll just back off. And I think that was a good play. Tafreakers going back to that gank at the top lane. We were literally just talking about how good Panda is on the Riven and how he had the CS lead in lane already. So I think it kind of makes sense that Tafreakers would choose to kind of focus that top lane, kind of make, because you don't want that Riven to snowball, because that could get out of control very quickly.
Yeah, and that's where the importance of ward comes. When you're consistently pushed up like that and you have so much pressure on your lane, you need to make sure you ward, because you're going to be a target, especially when you're one of the only lanes on your team that has been pushed up for that long. You basically put a target on your back. And I mean, Kindred can play mind games by marking certain people. It's easy to be like, oh, I'm going to mark the target, I'm going for it. But keeping that on there, you got to be careful. Make sure you ward up, because Kindred is a scary jungler, especially with that red buff.
Yeah, and Tafreakers did keep the pattern going of marking the jungler first, as he did in the first and second games. Came out with Rengar marked first, and I suppose, again, I don't think he got a kill on the jungle last game, but might as well stick with it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, absolutely. In the top lane, things are starting to go a little bit in the way of Poof the Sheep. Able to get the Glacial Shroud on top of the cloth armor, and has that flask for sustain against just the boots and brutalizer of Panda. Not going to have any lifesteal, not going to be able to sustain through what Poof the Sheep can throw at him. And Poof the Sheep is going to have, a relatively easy time going forward. Malphite scales very well with armor. All his abilities scale with armor as well. So he has no problem stacking that right up, and that's the ultimate counter to Panda. So Panda finding himself behind this early might be a little detrimental to the snowball that he's looking for.
Yeah, and I mean, it really takes away a lot of Panda's kill potential in that top lane, but he should still be able to farm quite safely. But who am I kidding? He's going to try and go in again, as both junglers are collapsing.
You see him chasing the Sheep in there, but Freakers is there first and actually will be able to pick up the kill onto Panda, but Rengar gets the kill right back, showing what that champion can do. As Metaphor now going to go in onto Poof the Sheep, try and finish it off. See if he can make this a 2-for-1, and it looks like he should be able to, especially with Taeyang showing him now as well. And Metaphor not going to let Taeyang steal that kill.
Wow, excellent play there by Metaphor to be able to counter gank that one. A little suspicious by Freakers not to use that ultimate, just not quick enough on that.
Not reacting, yeah. And
maybe just trying to be greedy and save it to the last second, but preemptively, if he would have used that ultimate, maybe it would have been a little bit better. But he wanted to make sure that Panda was dead before using that. Unfortunately for them, Metaphor is going to find himself looking at a 2-0-0 stat line early on in the game. And while Panda's being shut down, Metaphor is another person you don't want kills on.
You know what? I'll tell you this one for free. Fed Rengar is not fun to be against as an AD carry, especially with Ashe. I mean, you get the exclamation mark, you know he's close, but I guess you can point blank arrow him, kind of give him that stun, but it's quite a few squishy targets. Really, the only he's going to be able to go on to Kindred. He can take out the Orianna or take out that Ashe, but Orianna and Ashe kind of have those built-in CC abilities that might be able to help them out a little bit, keeping them off. But once he starts getting, he's finished that Warrior Enchant. If you get something like Tiamat, you're looking at almost being one shot with some of those items.
Yeah, already finished that Warrior Enchant with the Trailblazing Smite. You know, but at least Durka has the ability to be useful at all stages in the game. Just being a utility support, or AD carry rather, that's just what you bring. He's always going to have that enchanted Crystal Arrow as long as he doesn't get killed before he uses it, right? So at least if he's doing not as much damage, he can still be useful in that way. On the other side of the coin, if Pulse is throwing himself behind early, Tristana's really, really tough to play when you're behind.
Oh, yeah.
Really tough. You've kind of got long range, so you're more safe. You got the rocket jump as well, the buster shot to keep yourself safe. But if you get behind, not fun to play.
I want to see Pulses pull off some insects this game, the old jump buster shot behind you. But, I mean, it's probably not the smartest thing. But he can knock people out of the Kindred ulti with that ult, so that's going to be good. But we do see Freakers lingering around, but so is Metaphor. But it looks like the mid laners might get involved, but Bakery Boy just decides to back off back into his lane and we'll put some pressure maybe around Dragon.
Yeah, not much pressure so far in this mid lane. Bakery Boy 0-0-0. Taeyang was roaming top before Metaphor was able to complete the double kill on Poof the Sheep there, but both just happy to farm up, and it looks like there's a teleport in the bot lane.
With the teleport coming in from Panda. Freakers is there as well. Glacial Fissure comes out from Devmaster. He's forced to flash. Poof the Sheep goes in, knocks him up, and Freakers is able to finish up the kill. Metaphor coming back. The TP from, is that the mid laner? No, that's Panda coming in. And it looks like they will just, but no. Metaphor finds Bakery Boy, throws the bowl out, and gets a lot of damage down, but isn't able to pick up the kill.
Excellent flash there by Bakery Boy, flashing into the bush. Rengar could have chased, but it probably would have meant his life in return.
Yeah.
He values that a little bit higher. He does have the flash available still. Yang might be in trouble here, though. Freaker finds him over the bush.
He's getting caught out in the river here. Freaker's doing what he can't, throwing a lot of damage, and he will go down. His teammates not there soon enough as Panda and Metaphor are there, but they're just going to back off as they are outnumbered.
Did have that shockwave still available there and does catch Taeyang as he's trying to spear rush in there.
Ooh, but Metaphor goes back in, jumping onto the Freakers, doing a lot of damage both ways, but Panda picks up the kill this time onto the Freakers. But Mo Money picks one back up the other way as the junglers both go down this time.
Yeah, go for a very interesting one-for-one trade. Not sure what the benefit of that was, but get another kill, I suppose.
Yeah, Metaphor going down there, not wasting flash. There was really no point to that. I mean, it doesn't mean anything for either team. Both junglers are going down, so there's no Dragon going to go over. Bakery Boy not there immediately as soon as Metaphor re-engaged that fight, but he was there at the end. And of course, Mo Money picking one up onto Metaphor the other way. So, you know, no harm, no foul. 5-3 already, just 13 minutes into this one. 2K gold lead, though, just this early for Vicious and Delicious. Maybe a worrying trend?
Well, a decent farm advantage coming out from the AD carry and the mid laner as well, but kind of got a decent. I'm ignoring that worrying trend meme.
Well, I mean, we were talking about the Cloud9 reverse sweep.
If I do recall, a couple weeks ago, you were the one who said, all right, that's it, no more worrying trend memes on stream. And you even said it on stream. We have video evidence of
proof.
the worrying
Where's
trends.
your proof? You find it. If you find the proof, I'll admit to it.
Dank memes can't melt steel streams.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness.
Caster puns.
Save my life,
Hey,
please.
you're usually the one that's a little crazy on the pun side, but
Whoa, I don't pun. I'm just crazy, man.
You just crazy. True.
They go forward.
Metaphor goes in, chunks out Baker Boy, throws the bola down, and that was fast as Taeyang's the one to pick up the kill there, and that just shows you what that Rengar can do as Mo Money's going in here. Gets knocked, Devmaster J gets knocked back. Glacial Fissure knocks up both members of the bot lane, but Tefreakus is there as well. I don't think Devmaster J is long for this world, and he goes down. The Ashe arrow going right through him, and Tefreakus finishes up that kill, making that the third kill already for Tefreakus on the Kindred.
I think if Durka would have held on to the arrow there, he might have been able to shoot it towards TD Pulse. Then his team could have followed up and may have been able to get a secondary kill there. It's pretty much a kill secured before he even fired that off. But
especially since Pulse doesn't have his summoners available as well. Heal and Flash not available for him. I'm surprised that they're not going for a Dragon right away, but they're going to push in that wave, and I think they're going to go towards it. Of course, Kindred melts those kind of objectives very, very fast. but Metaphor hanging around here.
Gromp
giving him a little bit of trouble, stopping his back there.
Revenge. Takes a
from
little
earlier.
detour into lane there.
Yeah.
But we see this dragon being started here by Vicious and Delicious.
This can't be contested.
Yeah, Pulsus is in the bot lane, but he's not going to try, and that will be dragon number 1 here for V&D.
A little bit of a flippage from the last couple games here where Vicious
Yeah.
and Delicious haven't really put that much pressure onto the Dragons. It's been more of Thunderduck's game to go for those. But you know, it's just the first one. Vicious and Delicious might just look towards the other sides of the map after this one, but if it's there, they're going to take it.
But that's the importance of having that Kindred pick. You get a couple early stacks, gives you that Hell Shred. Once he has Blade of the Rune King, it's very optimal for the Kindred teams to make sure they're on top of the objectives like Dragon and Baron because you have that Shred potential.
Definitely, and Poop the Sheep, his ultimate is back up. His TP is almost back up as well. He will be looking to make plays around the map, and I'm not sure it's going to come. Maybe in the bot lane, maybe in the mid lane here. Maybe he wants to visit his good friend Bakery Boy and get him a little bit ahead as Bakery Boy has that Shockwave available. The big play potential is there, but where are Vicious and Delicious looking to find it?
You know, I'm interested that Tafreakers has yet to return to the top lane. Maybe he just hasn't had an opportunity because there's been stuff going on other places. But Panda on the Riven right now is up about approximately 40 CS over Poof the Sheep already at 15 minutes. And that is that's a problem.
It's definitely a worrying trend. No, I'm not even going to go there. But yeah, it's definitely not something you want to have going there, but they might be able to shove this turret in quite a bit. Trying to be in a good tank.
Mo Money knocks up Pulsus, and Mo Money does not want them to take this turret. But he's taking a lot of damage as well. The concussive blows looking to stack, but not going to get it, and is able to fight them off with this turret.
He tried to flash Paul as the explosive charge hit him, so that the tower was aggroing him, so that maybe he expected a Durka to throw in the long range arrow as well. So he put him.
There it is, and it lands on a Devmaster J, but might be a little too. Oh, and there's the ulti from Bakery Boy, and Devmaster J throws up the Glacial Fissure on his way to the grave. And now they're going in onto Tae Yang here. We got 2 on Pulsus and 2 on Tae Yang, but Tae Yang comes back, throws out that Orb of Deception. Metaphor there as well. He's going in on a Bakery Boy now. Panda there as well, and Bakery Boy goes down. Mo Money might be next on the chopping block here, and he is, as Panda picks up that kill. And Thunderduck's able to turn this around somewhat.
This is very good for Thunderduck, sorry. Having that assassins in the mid end, I mean, they basically have a triple assassin comp. You've got Riven, Metaphor, and Tae Yang. Once people commit, they come in. All their abilities have been used. They missed the unstoppable force there. That's a huge initiation tool. NCC, they completely capitalized on that, going completely on them. And I mean, Panda's starting to pull himself back into this game. He's got a really good 45 CS lead. On top of that, picking himself up a couple of kills, great TP in there, and Metaphor making it work. But unfortunately, we haven't seen that Kindred ulti really come into play and negate a lot of that assassination potential coming out from Thunderducks.
True, it was pretty. I don't want to say greedy. It was a high risk, high reward play by Poof the Sheep to try an unstoppable force after Tae Yang had Spirit Rushed right in there, trying to find the Charm Orb Deception combo, but not finding anything, and then just going back out, but being followed by Poof and not having that for the counter gank that came in via Metaphor ult and the teleport from Panda, like you said, just getting big. But Poof the Sheep still able to just hold his own. I'm surprised he's down this much because it seems like every time we're looking at this top lane, he's getting favorable trades. But now we look down 50 CS. That must not be the case all the time.
No.
Once you start building items, I mean, Frozen Heart's very good. It gives you that armor against the Riven, but the attack speed slow isn't the biggest deal.
Something really interesting to note is the boot choice here for both top laners. Poof the Sheep going for the Ninja Tabi, but there's some action in the bot lane.
As Pulsus gets knocked up by Moni, then gets knocked back towards Durka. Oh, the Buster Shot comes out, but Durka, that's too much. He picks up the kill.
Yeah, Pulse is just getting caught out there. Maybe thought he was playing Saber, didn't have a spell shield available.
Wait, where's my on the hunt? Why aren't I going faster?
Yeah, definitely. Getting caught out there, not respecting the CC train that is the bot lane for Vicious and Delicious. Back to my point, sorry, Panda picking up the Lucidity boots with the Distortion enchantment and the Distortion enchantment as well on Poof the Sheep. Both are going to be looking for those flashy plays.
Oh, I see what you did there. But I think it's very important on Malphite. The flash ulti initiations are so clutch. It gives you a lot less time to react to those ultis. I mean, you never want to like ult on yourself, but using that flash ulti gives you way less time to react because Malphite's ulti kind of predictable from long range.
Definitely want to limit the reaction time the other team has. As Vicious and Delicious look to siege this mid lane now, both teleports are down for Panda and Poof the Sheep, so they're going to be non-factors if there is a skirmish here in the mid lane. But Tafreakers is there, so maybe this is the chance that he'll get to negate the Metaphor assassination from the Thrill of the Hunt.
And it does look like the top laners are walking down to the mid lane as well. So we got just a big old party going on here in the mid lane. And Metaphor goes into the assassination of the bull onto Dirk. It does a lot of damage, and he will not be the first to go down. Metaphor is actually the first to go down to Poop the Sheep. And Panda will be next. This fight going in favor of Vicious and Delicious. They're looking to pick up more as Tae Yang's very low. He's just tossing out that Orb of Deception from the side lanes, but it's not going to be enough. And that will be and Silky and Designator, you both look...
we look like we expected this to happen.
This is exactly what we've been waiting for.
It's almost like this is how this matchup goes. Freakers is going to know that Rengar's coming. He's going to have his finger over that ultimate button. Ooh, sorry. Might have been able to get... No, he might have been able to get him there with the charm or set the combo. The long range arrow from downtown.
Splits the uprights.
Wait. It might hit Metaphor in base.
Oh, no. Sails right through.
Mixing our sports metaphors there. Splitting the uprights from downtown.
Downtown. It could go all the way.
But yeah, I just...
Home run.
The Freaker's throwing out that ulti, and that's what I mean. Metaphor goes in, and he's not able... I do believe Mo Money actually got the knockup before he was able to do any more damage. Immediately, Kindred ults. Kept majority of the team alive, as Riven also used her ulti, and I believe that Kindred ult saved about 1 or 2 people during that team fight. They completely turn around, put the damage down, the shockwave goes out, the unstoppable force, completely turn the fight on its head, and I think it's a very good combo they have with that Kindred to turn around on the assassins. They do have a high outburst of damage, but the thing is, they're also very squishy, and they can capitalize on turning it.
Yeah, there's only one frontliner here for the Thunderducks, and that's the Braum. Poof the Sheep and Mo Money going to be absolutely beasts. They're going to be tough to get through, and they're going to try and keep their carry safe here. It's a tall task, though, against a Riven, Rengar, or Ahri, but so far, they're pulling it off.
Yeah. And, it's like you guys were saying as we were getting into game through picks and bans here, is that's exactly what would happen. The Rengar would jump in to assassinate someone, but then Kindred just pops the ult, and it's like, well, that's why Kindred counters Rengar. But Metaphor picked the Rengar regardless, and we're seeing that it's currently not working out for him.
Yeah,
I gotta say, if this game keeps going in the favor of Vicious and Delicious, I feel like the bane of Thunderduck's grand finals was the ignorance to give them Kindred, because that champion has proved to be so good in their comeback last game, and even just the early dominance in ulti in this one.
Yeah, definitely. It'll be interesting to find out after the game. I will want to have a couple words with the Thunderducks.
Yeah.
Just to see what their thoughts are on Kindred. Obviously, they think they can beat it. If they leave it up, they know that Vicious and Delicious like it, and they're going to pick it. So they must be confident in themselves that they're going to beat it. Obviously, they haven't had much success thus far, but you know what? They have some time here. Only down 2K, and it's still just 20 minutes in the game. There's still a long time to go. If we think this one's going to go 70 minutes, we've still got quite a bit to go.
And maybe they're just more... I can't say this for sure, but to ban the Lulu instead of the Kindred, maybe they are just more scared of that for some reason, of the comps that a Lulu makes possible. Maybe they just do feel more confident in their ability to beat a Kindred than they do a Lulu, as Mo Money goes in for the double knocker here. The TP coming in as well. The Ashero does land. Metaphor is exhausted. He's getting very low. Glacial Fissure comes up from Deadmaster J. They're on the chase here, and they're going in, and the first one to go down is Panda for the side of Thunderducks. Devmaster is next. And that's 2 for 0 right now. And will Vicious and Delicious look to follow up? I don't believe they will, unless they can catch someone out. Tae Yang still hanging out, throwing out the orb and the charm, but they will get this mid lane turret.
That was almost really unfortunate here for Vicious and Delicious. A little bit of deja vu once again. Bakery Boy missing that ultimate because he had it onto Mo Money, but Mo Money headbutted. I believe that was Tae Yang back into his own team. They're still securing the kill for himself. Actually, no, Tae Yang actually lived, but that was just unfortunate. But they still come through.
And the exhaust and the arrow hitting their Metaphor, making them useless, and they turn this into basically a free Baron. And I know I've drove this point home, but Kindred crushes that objective.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's only 23-minute Baron, and that went down very quickly.
Yeah, as we get into this one, guys, 24 minutes. I still want you guys in that chat letting me know. Do you think the comeback is real? Do you think Vicious and Delicious are going to hold on to the lead? To let us know in the chat. Hashtag VAD win or hashtag TD win. Let's see if the duck hype is real and the reverse
quack quack
quack quack quack
quack quack quack
quack quack quack quack.
Wait. Maybe they need to execute the flying V. I think that's their problem.
Have the Rengar spearhead the charge.
I know we have some non-Canadians in our Twitch chat, but just classic Canadians gonna reference a hockey movie.
Yeah,
that's pretty cliche of us. I don't know, but it's okay. I think we're over it by now. But just Vicious and Delicious, they were the best team coming out of the regular season, and I think they're showing us now that that's for a very good reason.
You know what I'm very impressed with is that...
What's that, Big Booty?
Oh, well, I'll tell you, Silky, is that Vicious and Delicious are playing this game, have been playing all these games this weekend with a sub. Durka, who's currently playing AD carry for Vicious and Delicious as a sub, did he play in any games during the regular season?
He didn't play in the regular season. They actually used him in the second. They had White Sushi Chef in the qualifiers, and they went 1-2 their first week. Then they brought in Durka and went 3-0 that week, and then they decided to bring in Formerly, who played for them, but Formerly was unable to make the live final, so Durka came in, and he has performed phenomenally for this team.
Yes, that's what I'm saying here. It's very impressive because, like, so what we figure out now is Durka hasn't played since about week 2, but we've got a team fight going on here. Panda's again the first one to go down. Metaphor might be next here, and indeed he is, as Tafrikus picks up that kill. Damage going on, Pulse's rocket jumps on, but it's not going to be enough as the dub is picked up by Bakery Boy. That's 4 kills for Vicious and Delicious. Taeyang hanging out in the side lanes, maybe going to throw a charm at someone, but they should be able to push this inhibitor turret.
Once again, Thunderducks just seem to continually try and engage.
As Momani going in, wants the fight onto Taeyang, knocks him up, but Momani's actually pretty low, so he better watch his back here.
Panda flashes in, and he tries to get it. Oh, they're still going here. Taeyang trying to do what he can.
Taeyang wants to kill here, and he actually, members are low enough that he spirit rushes forward. That orb hits Tafrikas, but Poop the Sheep very high as well, so... They're just going to take that and take the inhibitor and the turret, and they're going to back out.
I believe the definition of insanity is trying the same thing over and over and expecting different results, and that seems to be the case right now in a couple aspects. The Kindred pick, one of them, just expecting them to be able to play against something so, I believe it's broken right now. And then just in this game, just trying the same things. Let's go assassinate someone who can nullify people from dying.
And I absolutely love the fact that Bakery Boy rushed Azanya's, and he's so far ahead. Metaphor's like, oh, Kindred's distracted. I'll go for Bakery Boy. Instantly Azanya's. He's standing there, tail between his legs, doesn't know what to do. They just bop him. Like, it's... Rengar is basically kind of useless at this point. And I mean, once Ashe gets a GA...
Which he's going for right now.
Yeah, like what... You kill, go for Ashe, sure, you pop the GA. Go for someone like Kindred, you have that ulti to back you up. Malphite, way too tanky for him to cut through. Alistar has enough CC that he can't go through him. Bakery Boy's got the Zanya, so the metaphor is Rengar, like, unless they can coordinate that burst, which they tried there, but Panda going in too early, they're not finding that coordination to go in together and burst one target before they're able to get CC.
Yeah, and I think it's almost like early desperation there. You saw Panda flash in, trying to get that stun onto the carries. Vicious and Delicious, but it just wasn't in range. He's not finding that, and then later on, Pulse is fail flashing over the wall, unfortunately. And then Rocket jumps after that, but by that time, the autos are following him. He's going down, and that's 4-person trade in the bot lane. The objectives are starting to come now, 2 dragons to 1. 4 Vicious and Delicious, and things are looking the most bleak that they've been all series.
Yeah, this is really... I mean, we talked about this do or die time, and Thunderducks, I mean, they've been so resilient yesterday and even in most of the games today, but right now they're looking in really rough shape, but ooh, nice dodge.
I think it's just... looking at this competition from Thunderducks, I think it's really one-dimensional. You stop the snowball and you don't let yourself get assassinated, and that's it. That's the counterplay. That's the win condition, and they're playing to it. And it seemed to be that easy. Panda didn't find any meaningful kills on himself.
But now Kuka Sheep goes to engage, knocks up Pulsus. Well, when he knocks up the other 2 members who are there, and Metaphor now caught in the back line. And that's 2 members down already, and it looks like it will be more here as Devmaster J's going down soon. Taeyang exhausted. The double kill here for Tafreakers. Well, Money tanking the turret. But Panda might be coming up from the back here, but I think they kind of saw him.
The deep flank. He's going from way downtown, but they're just turning around to go for him. He's going to try to execute himself.
He's going to try and execute himself. He was waiting there a moment to try and
not even get
let the timer run out.
Yeah, doesn't want to give the kill credit over to anyone, so just dies to the turrets.
Yeah, but he stopped away for a little bit there, so not too bad. They're delaying the push onto the towers. That's not going to be the inhibitor tower, I don't think, for Thunderducks going down. So, I mean, they lose 3, though, but that was a great initiate by Kuka Sheep.
Flash. He flashed Unstoppable Force, catching Pulse's mid-jump, and then as well a flash headbutt Paul by Mo Money, locking up all 3 targets, and the team once again collapsed together. And just Vicious and Delicious look so much better this game than they did at the start of last game. They looked a little disorganized, not sure what they're doing, but they're so much decisive. But like you were saying about the whole one-dimensional snowball of comp, this is why I love the Malphite pick into this comp. They're very AD heavy. He's got hard initiate. Once a target, you can lock them all up. Follow up with the Alistair. You got the Ash Arrow. There's just so much CC to try and deal with while trying to snowball. It's hard to get a target down.
Yeah, it truly is. And just like I mentioned earlier, just a little easier to execute by Vicious and Delicious. They just got to land their almost point-and-click ultimates. I mean, Bakery Boy's got to find the right shockwave, but Poof the Sheep definitely showing off his mechanics here with the flash and Salvo Force there. Great presence there.
As the arrow did land there onto Taeyang. Tries to get out here with Metaphor there as well. Might look to hop onto someone here. There's Mo Money just taking pot shots from the entire team, but they're just tickling him. And Metaphor is the first one to go down here. And it looks like there might be more. The Unstoppable, or Glacial Fissure, sorry, comes up from Devmaster J. Taeyang's the next to go down. The turret is there, probably going to go down as well, as Pulsus forced a rocket jump out, and they're going to continue pushing. This should be the inhib turret as well. They have the wave coming.
Panda nowhere to be seen in this one, not having teleport available, but still going bot trying to split push. You gotta know that Vicious and Delicious are gonna push.
They want the engage, but Panda getting a lot of damage down on here, and Pulse is actually fixing the kill on Mo Money, and Thunderducks is looking to turn this around as members of Vicious and Delicious are very low. The Kindred ult doing a lot of work. The Freakers actually takes out Panda, and that was entirely due to the Kindred ult.
Feels bad, man.
Yeah.
The Flashers, they completely outplay Panda. He tries to wait it out and get all of them, and every one of them spreads out, and they're like, "Ha, just kidding, later, kid."
That ult saved, I think, saved the three members there of Vicious and Delicious from dying.
And I just don't understand why they keep. We hammer this. That Kindred pick has come up huge in this series. I think this series and yesterday's series with Vicious and Delicious really the only series to prioritize that Kindred.
Yeah, absolutely. Just such an OP champion. I'm going to stop talking about it. Let's look at other members here. Mo Money, I think one of the unsung heroes here for Vicious and Delicious, really locking people up. You know, Xander, I know you told me earlier, I'm not sure if it was on air or not, but Mo Money, not a player of Alistar. Was that earlier?
No,
that was on air.
That was on air earlier.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, Mo Money, not a player of Alistar, but doesn't look like he's out of place at all, and definitely picking up that champion. Some great success in this SKL season. This might be the Baron uncontested here for the Freakers.
Already about a quarter health. Panda is there. Will he look to hop into the pit? But Mo Money just going to body block him away. And it's, not going to be able to pick it up. Actually, they are doing quite a bit of damage on Mo Money here, and by quite a bit, I mean about a quarter. But I mean, that's a lot for such a beefy cow. But now Metaphor going in onto the Freakers, but he just gets chunked out immediately and goes right down, as that's 2 kills very quickly. Devmaster J throws the Glacial Fissure looking to disengage, but he will go down as well with Durka picking up that kill. And
that ulti from Poof was unreal. They thought they were going to be able to fly in there. They were trying to perform the flying bee, Bodhi, but Poof the Sheep knocks them all on their ass before they can even get anywhere, and they take him down.
Ooh, yeah, and it looks like it's going to be the siege here. The Freakers doing insane amounts of damage, 9, 2, and 13 on this Kindred. This might be the game right here. This is actually the game right here.
And it's Taeyang. Not much he can do. One Nexus turret is down.
They've given up here. And
they are on to the Nexus. And Vicious and Delicious are your Season 1 SKL champions.
Definitely want to congratulate both teams here. I know the 3-0 sweep for Vicious and Delicious in this one, but Thunderducks, you know what, they didn't quite pull it off this game. No reverse sweep for them. There's no memes, no C9 memes today.
No, never.
Shoot, definitely stuffing that. But a great series, I think, from both teams. I was really excited. I feel like a couple of the games could have went either way here. Thunderducks, maybe just looking at the 3-0 isn't indicative of how they played.
Yeah, I mean, especially that second game, like 63 minutes. Like Thunderducks, they could have won that just as easily as Vicious and Delicious could have.
I mean, take that mentality into solo queue. When you die, don't say GG over. They pulled that game out.
Yep. Never say die.
It's always about taking those small leads. You take small advantages. Sorry, once you turn it around, don't get too greedy. Don't try and grab everything. But Vicious and Delicious, so resilient in all these games. Even when they were behind, they had 2 games that looked like they should have completely lost, hold themselves back into it. One, really deserve congratulations there. As well as Thunderducks, may not have won a game, but they gave
second place.
They gave a solid season. Yeah. They had a great semifinal and a great final. Just only one team can win.
Yeah, that's
For those of you tuning in,
that's a fact.
We had 33 teams registered here at the start of the season. We brought it down to 8 teams, and those 8 teams fought it out all season long in the regular season. And of course, Thunder Ducks, the number 3 seed, making it to the finals through yesterday's semifinals against a really good Notice Me Senpai squad. They have nothing to hang their heads about. Definitely awesome players in their own right. And I really hope both these teams come back because, you know, if this is a sign of things to come for SKL in our young life here.
Onwards and upwards.
Onwards and upwards. We can only go up from here, and just such great play from both teams. I want to congratulate all teams in the SKL regular season for sure.
Yes. And I think we'll take a short break here.
We'll come back with a...
Definitely stick around. We're going to have some trophy presentations.
Interviews.
So definitely stick around for some post-game coverage. We'll be back right away.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Ponox, and I am joined here by our series MVP to Freakers, the jungler of Vicious and Delicious. So, to Freakers, just a couple questions for you here. So, coming into this series, I mean, you were probably aware that Thunder Ducks were a very strong team. How did you guys kind of prepare coming into this series?
Well, I don't do a lot of preparation, but we try to target bands specifically to basically counter what we're trying to do most of the time. So we try to take a proactive role in how we design our team comps, and we mostly just try to target things that stop us from doing what we want to do. So in this case it was, we banned out the Fiora. Fiora is really good at split pushing. We don't often play a split pushing style. We did in one of the games, but that's our main idea, is to try to be proactive in our bans.
Okay, yeah, because I did notice like you banned the Fiora every game, you banned the Nocturne every game. Yeah. So it definitely seemed like you were playing around Metaphor, it seemed like quite a bit of the game, would you say that's
right? Well, that's one thing we've always had for Thunder Ducks, is that Metaphor tends to go really aggressive early. So we focused on trying to not get caught out, so we saw in the Rengar in the last game. We try to stick together a lot.
I'm not handing him the trophy. Do you want to hand him the trophy?
Yeah, so I noticed that you picked the Kindred 3 games in a row. Were you pretty surprised that he didn't end up banning that out any of those 3 games?
Yeah, very surprised. We played it yesterday, one game, and we won with it really easily, I thought. And I expected it to be banned every game today. And if you look at my match history, it's like 20 games of Kindred in a row.
Yeah, because I mean it does pretty much counter Thunder Duck's style, where they like to be very aggressive and not really just disengage in terms of any kind of effort they put into that. Especially with a Rengar pick, something like that in the last game there. Kindred definitely turns that one around. So great series so far. So the second game there went extremely long.
It was so grueling.
Yeah. So did that like kind of affect you guys going into game 3, that it was like that back and forth, and that it was like kind of next team fight wins?
It did. It was more... The second game was a lot of... We fell behind, and then we really had to try to grind it out to get back into it. And we did that yesterday as well with the Kog'Maw game. But yeah, it was putting some tension on the team with that. We didn't want to throw like we did yesterday, where we get behind and then we try to all in too hard one way and then lose because of it. So we tried to gradually grind it back.
No, yeah. But anyways, fantastic series. We are going to be doing a short award ceremony in just a couple seconds, guys. So we will be right back after these messages.
Welcome back, guys. We're here with the MVP presentation, sponsored by Man & Bar. Here's Chris from Man & Bar himself. We got the MVP to Freakers. Congratulations. Great season. Great season overall.
Very cool.
Yeah, for sure. Congratulations to the rest of the team. Can we grab the rest of the squad here? Thanks, Chris. And here's the rest of Vicious and Delicious here. And we got Big Booty Bodie. Gonna hand them the trophy here. We got Kevin here with the SKL Championship. Congratulations to Vicious and Delicious on Season 1 winners. They get some nice headsets. They get obviously the sparkly trophy and some cash on top of it. So congratulations to them on a well-rounded season. Season 1 champions. We're here here with the second place team. Tough loss. Wasn't exactly the ideal condition you want, but still great season, I'd say. And here's your second place prize. Thanks for coming out, guys. We definitely hope you guys are here next season. And it was a great season for all, and thank you all for watching. I had a great time. I hope you guys had a good time watching. And that's all from us at SKL. Good night.
That's not all yet, Crafty. Just hold on.
Yeah, slow your roll.
Yeah, we'll just give some closing statements here from Ponox and myself. So first of all, we'll give a big shout out to our sponsors first. I think HyperX. I don't know if you saw it in the prize presentation there, but the first place team, Vicious and Delicious, will also receive some great cloud headsets, gaming headsets, as donated by HyperX. So big thank you to them. Big thank you to Widemouth Media. They do all this stuff. They do the overlays, the logos, the website. The quality of production of this stream is all thanks to them. Widemouth media company based out of Swift Current. Be sure to check them out. And then big thank you to the Mana Bar Gaming Cafe, or however you call that, for donating the MVP trophy and the keyboard. Definitely a new sponsor, but I think a sponsor that we're going to be doing a lot of work with in the future, so be sure to watch out for that. And then big thank you to the Matrix Gaming Center in Regina, where we are right now. They've been great hosts. They've been provided us with everything we needed to host these finals here. They've been great, so big thank you to them, and hopefully we'll be back next year.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. This is the end of our first regular season, so we're definitely hoping to keep this going. Registration for the next season is going to open up in the new year, so make sure you follow us on Facebook, Twitter, everything like that, and make sure you're definitely aware of when stuff starts kicking off.
Yeah, all of our social media. You can still talk to us during the off season. Any questions you might have about registration, which should be taking place in January. But I think that's how we got. So again, big thank you to the whole SKL team. Big thank you to, we got Silky Mittens, Dezaninator, Crafty Buckeye, Skillos, our man behind the camera over there. We got a couple of the admins, Caden, Zoom. Big thank you to these guys. And then we've got Bailey, Ponox, Dietrich.
And then we got Kevin, Big Booty Bodie.
Thank you all for tuning in, and we will see you next season.
Good night, guys.